So, what are you seeing with this version of Walker?
Not much different. I like the idea of him trying to hitting the ball in the air. When you're 6'5" and 250, you don't want to be hitting the ball on the ground. So I think that adjustment alone tells you that he's able to mature as a major league hitter. You can really tell just by his approach that he's actually trying to hit the ball in the air now. And I think in the beginning of the season, it really gave us an opportunity to see what kind of hitter he was. But now he's made that adjustment, and that, I think, is more compelling than anything else. That as a 21-year-old, for him to make that adjustment this early is really, really cool.
And, boy, what that does is, because this version of Arenado is smoking hot, Goldschmidt's just fine, you got a big three. Gorman has taken a step back.
He has.
What are you seeing with him now?
Very simple. Very simple. When he was right now he's doing what he did last year, even though he changed his mechanics. As far as his approach goes right now, it's a really bad approach. To me, he's trying to hit every ball to right field, and he's trying to hit every ball to right field in the air. Now, I think that's great, but situationally, that's when you don't always try to hit the ball in the air to right field. You've got to be able to adjust based on what's going on. The scoreboard, here's another thing. The count and the scoreboard, Frank, will tell you when to take that approach. But not on every pitch, and not in the ninth inning or the seventh inning or the third inning. It doesn't always apply. And right now, he's just pulling off everything. I mean, he'll get a hanging slider or a fastball, and he takes the exact same approach regardless of the count. He's got to get back. I thought when he hit that ball, it might have been his last home run or a couple of home runs ago when he hit a ball in the left center for a home run. I really thought, man, this guy is going to really take off. And all of a sudden, nothing. I mean, he's pulling off the ball. It's not complicated. So someone's got to get in his head, hey, let's get back to you have the ability. That's another thing. If you have the ability and the strength to hit the ball in the air to left center as a left-handed hitter.
So he's just too pull conscious as we speak.
But
what about the greatest hitter who ever lived who never hit a ball to left field, Ted Williams?
What about it?
But he never went to the opposite field. He pulled everything.
I wouldn't say never, but yet you're correct. But mechanically, Frank, he didn't pull off the ball.
Okay.
There's no cheat. His right shoulder never was. If you go back and watch this past weekend, and hopefully not tonight, his right shoulder is not ended up in the first base dugout. When he's good, his shoulders are going towards the pitcher. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like, how do I describe it? You play tennis or pickleball?
Yeah, both.
Okay, so what happens when you fly open too soon?
Yeah.
You don't hit the ball consistently, right? Even in pickleball.
So flying open too soon.
Your upper body.
Yeah.
It's your upper body. When your upper body is going towards the dugout and your momentum's going towards first base as a hitter, his body's got to stay going towards the pitcher and let his hands do it. But his upper body is just letting him get it out too soon. I mean, some of those breaking balls that are just hanging sliders, he's popping up because he's just pulling off the ball. If he would just take the approach, again, it depends on the situation. That's another thing. Your approach as a big league hitter changes from pitch to pitch and from inning to inning. His mindset should be, I'm going to depend on the situation, to try to hit the ball in the air to right field, but not on every swing and not on every at-bat.
How would you characterize the distribution of playing time now that Lars Nootbaar, who's coming off a monster game, is back? Don't you think he has to play every day in the outfield? Jordan Walker has to play every day in the outfield. Do you keep Edman out there, or what do you do?
Well, apparently, which is true, the defense of the Cardinals has not been good this year, correct? Overall?
Yes.
Okay. Can you win a lot of games defensively? Absolutely, you can. And when you have a staff that doesn't strike out a lot of people, you need to have that really good defense. To me, Tommy Ebb is far and above the best center fielder on this team. Far and above. And
So you just keep him out there, and the other two.
Look, I think you have to. I think when you have a stable defense, especially as a pitcher, that you know if you throw a bad pitch and it ends up in the outfield, it's a really comforting feeling to know that you got your best defensive team out there. And Tommy Edmonds has been incredibly surprising how good he's been. Every time I've watched the game and when he's been in the center field, I've never seen him. Now, again, because I'm not there live, but based on the way watching the game on TV, I've never seen him take a bad angle at the ball. He takes a perfect angle. He gets really good jumps, and he has caught a lot of balls that nobody on this team would catch in center field. So he's better than Carlson, and he's better than Nootbaar in center. So you've got to make a decision. Here's the thing: if the offense gets rolling, he has to play center field. And I would really, and we've talked about this before, Frank. What have I said that I believe that he should be doing as a hitter? Remember we had this conversation?
Oh, you want to get rid of him hitting from one side of the plate?
Yes. I think, I think he should be hitting right-handed all the time.
So in this, you're going to play Nootbaar all the time until he gets cold, and you have to play Jordan Walker.
I think you got to make a decision. Who's your everyday outfielders?
Okay, so that means Dylan Carlson is now a fourth outfielder, and with him, showing not much power, he's got 3 home runs, and he's got a 682 OPS. I guess that's not the end of the world that he's not a starter right now.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think they've overhyped his contribution or
potential.
I think he's a nice player. I've always said I think he's a nice player. I've never seen him the way the Cardinals have seen him. Now, it doesn't mean I'm right. I just here's the thing: if Tommy Evans doesn't hit, then maybe you stick him out there. But again, I think
he's not hitting either, though.
He's not. But I really believe I really believe this: if he would hit right-handed and just play every day and hit right-handed, I think numbers-wise, he'd be better off. His right-handed swing is so much more dangerous than his left-handed swing, and he has really good at-bats against right-handed pitching when he hits right-handed.
But he doesn't draw enough walks.
He doesn't.
Base percentage is under 300 normally.
He doesn't.
This year, yeah.
He doesn't, and that could be something over time if he knows he's going to be in there every day. That can change. I think.
So you think he's significantly better defensively than Tommy Edman?
Who?
Excuse me. You think Tommy Edman is significantly a better fielder than Dylan Carlson?
I'm saying he will save you more runs in center field, unequivocally more than any outfielder we have in center field. I don't think it's a contest. He catches balls. He's made a lot of nice plays, and he's avoided getting killed by Walker, also playing center field.
Yeah.
I just think he has a natural. Here's the thing: you can't teach jump. You can't teach depth perception. His depth perception when the ball is hit is really, really at a high level, a really high level. Here's the thing, Frank. How do you statistically put that in a computer? You can't.
No.
You can't. But if you really know Major League Baseball and you watch enough games, the computer can't tell you that this guy does everything defensively that can't be taught or be put in a computer and get something spit out and tell you he's the best. You just got to trust the fact that you know the game and you know how he plays.
All right. Overall, do you think Paul DeJong, if you factor in everything, is an above-average player at shortstop? Let's keep in mind,
no.
742 OPS. He's going to end up with about 25 home runs, and he plays normally pretty good defense.
He's an average shortstop defensively at the Major League level, at best. He's average.
So you would probably, with with like a club option at the end of this year, even if he finishes with 25 home runs, you would part ways and say, Mason Wynn, it's your job.
Goodbye.
Really? Yeah, but
Let
how
him
many
walk.
teams have 25 home run hitting shortstops that play reasonably good defense?
Well, is he going to hit 25 this year? He might.
Yeah.
He hit 27 a long time ago.
And his OPS, it's 742.
I'll say this. The other night, in the fifth inning, the first game against the Mets, he takes a 3-0 fastball, takes a 3-1 fastball, and then strikes on a 3-2 fastball. And I know just based on my own experience, if you don't get a swing 3-0 or 3-1 on a fastball, your timing on a 3-2 fastball is not going to be as good as if you went ahead and attacked the 3-1 fastball or 3-0 fastball. There's something about that happens in your brain, and there's something that your brain and your body connect when you foul a pitch off, that the next time you see a fastball, your timing's going to be better. Mm-hmm. And this is after Contreras hit a home run. You remember it was first and third? And he takes a 3-0 fastball and a 3-1 fastball and strikes out, and then Tommy Evans the same thing. He ends up striking out and a ball in the dirt. And it was 5-1. It's a fifth inning.
Yeah.
He has got to swing 3-0. And he's definitely got to swing 3-1. Because he's not in the lineup to hit singles when you're down by 4 runs in the fifth inning. He's not, to me, here's the thing. He looked to me like he wanted to walk. I'm just saying, my eyes, and I'm watching the game and go, why did he take that pitch? Especially with 3-1. Now 3-0, if you want to, think it's more important to load the bases in that situation, fine. But Evans is on deck as a left-handed hitter. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Or am I the only one who's thinking this way? And this is after Contreras hits a home run, and I had no idea, but the manager turned his back to the game, and he's talking to Contreras. I don't even know if he had the opportunity to say, go ahead and swing. That was another thing that I was just dumbfounded by. We talked on the phone, did we not?
Yes.
And what did I say about that situation?
Well, you railed about a bunch of things, but...
Railed? What do you mean? Complained?
Well, I've got to bring this up, though. You were really upset that the manager was really congratulating Wilson Contreras after the home run in a 5-1 game while the game was still going on.
I thought it was, and I think Morel is a good, don't get me wrong, I think he's a good manager. And I think he's been dealt a bad hand this year. No question about it. But I cannot imagine Whitey Herzog or Jim Leland, who I played for, two of the best managers in the history of the game. I can't imagine Tony La Russa in the fifth inning. Here's the thing. He hit a home run. Now it's 5-1, okay? It's the fifth inning. Everybody knows he's been struggling. Everybody knows that maybe he's emotionally immature, I guess. I mean, that's kind of, a lot of the conclusion of people this year. But he's hitting 197. It's 5-1. You're on a 4-game losing streak. Why do you have to re-congratulate somebody who hit a home run and made it 5-1? He completely turned his back to the game.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm asking, what do you think?
Well, I thought it was a manager trying to give some enthusiasm and congratulate a guy that's really had a rotten
You already
year.
did. He came in the dugout. He shook his hand like everybody else did, right?
Did turning his back affect the game?
You're missing my point. If you want to reinsure Contreras, do it after the game. Why does he get special? My point is, why would you need special attention for doing your job? Why do you need extra reassurance when you did your job?
Well, it's extenuating circumstances. I mean, we know his story. Look, I see what you're saying. I didn't think that it was like a.
I didn't think it was criminal. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, to me, that's sort of an issue. To me, I think it's an overall issue for the ball club that you just signed a guy for $90 million for 5 years. Why does he need extra kudos for doing this job?
Yeah. Well, do you think that because they botched that and made it public and embarrassed the hell out of him?
Well,
that he's going
you know what?
overboard now.
Wait a minute, time out. Contreras, he also is to blame on this one. Because apparently the day before, he said he'll do anything. He'll play left field. He'll do this. And what did he do the next day, Frank? He came out and told everybody, I'm the catcher on this team. How is it the day before you tell everybody you'll do anything to help the ball club, and they say I'm the catcher? I'm sorry. He's partly, maybe mainly responsible for all that mess.
You think he created the drama?
If he had just not said it, if he just said exactly what he told the team before,
yeah,
you wouldn't have had an issue. I think Contreras was the one who made it an issue by making a public statement contradicting what he said the day before. The day before, he told everybody, I'll play that field, I'll do anything out the ball club. The next day, he says, I'm the everyday catcher. Well, which one is it? And that does have an effect, especially if it's the catcher on a ball club. That'd be like a quarterback saying, I'll be the backup guy one day, and then an NFL quarterback the next day saying, I'm the everyday quarterback. Well, which one do you think you are?
All right. Carlson from the left side, OPS 709. From the right side, 626. Edman from the left side, 585 OPS. And then from the right side versus left-handed pitching, he destroys them. 882. And Edman
well, the
from
right side, there's remember, Frank, there's also at-bats against right-handed pitching in there, too.
Yeah.
You're just saying right-handed hitting.
Okay, yeah. Okay, look at this. Edman from the right side versus left-handed pitching, 882. Edman from the right side versus right-handed pitching, 833. And from the left side, he hits 585.
That's my point.
Well, why isn't somebody in the organization saying, you're done?
Said this for 2 months. I don't understand why he's hitting left-handed.
Carlson's not as much, but still from the left side, he's 75 points higher than he is from the right side. Yeah, so.
Does that make any sense that he's hitting left-handed?
Yeah, especially Edman. That's
dramatic. My point.
Yeah.
And here's another thing, Frank. And part of the reason why that takes place is because the guy who's throwing the ball to him knows that. So he's got to be more careful when Tommy Edman steps up to the plate as a right-handed hitter than a left-handed hitter. As a left-handed hitter, the pitcher knows, I can throw the ball right down the middle of the plate, and he's not going to hit the ball over the fence. Now, he did hit the grand slam left-handed. Great. Okay, that happened. But that's not going to happen consistently.
All right. What about this angle, though, real quickly, going back to your defensive thoughts? Carlson has a better arm in the outfield than Tommy Edman. Does that offset Edman's better jumps than Carlson's in center?
No, it does not.
Okay.
It does not, because you're going to save more runs
getting to balls than throwing people.
No, you're going to save more runs before the ball hits the ground.
Yeah.
He's going to catch more balls that don't potentially hit the ground than anybody else.
Yeah.
That's what saves runs. How many times do you really, unless you're a really great thrower, how many times are you going to save runs with your arm? It doesn't happen very often in the outfield. And there's very few guys in the big leagues where the third base coach, when a ball's hit to the outfielder, goes, I better hold him up. I better hold him up because I don't want to run into an out here. That doesn't happen very often anymore. It used to, but it doesn't anymore.